In this video, I will show you how to crochet a granny square using 3 different colours. Today, I'm using WOOLANDTHEGANG Shiny Happy Cotton yarn in Cameo Rose, Duck Egg Blue and Chalk Yellow. And I'll also be using a 5mm crochet hook. This granny square uses a combination of single crochet, half double crochet and treble crochet to create a new modern twist on the traditional granny square. Let's get started. To begin, choose the colour that you want to be your first colour, which will be the centre of your granny square. Make a slip knot and pop that loop over the crochet hook, like so. Next, chain 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and join that chain into a ring by working a slip stitch into the first stitch. Like so. You've now completed round 1 of your granny square. To begin round 2, chain 2 stitches. This is your turning chain. Now you're going to work 11 half double crochet stitches into your foundation ring. To work a half double crochet stitch, wrap the yarn around your hook once, insert it into the ring, draw a new loop through. You should be able to count 3 loops on your hook. Bring the yarn around your hook once more and take it through all 3 of those loops. So 1 half double crochet stitch should look like this. So keep repeating those steps until you can count 11 half double crochet stitches in your foundation ring. And if you've got that number, it's time to finish round 2 by joining your round with a slip stitch, working into the second stitch of your turning chain. Before you start working round 3, cut your yarn and pull on the loop on your hook until the end pops through and your last stitch is secured. The next colour I'm going to use is Cameo Rose. To begin working round 3, simply join your yarn to any stitch of your round. So insert your hook and draw a new loop of your new colour through to begin working with it. Once you've done that, chain 5 stitches. This is your turning chain plus 1 chain space. Once you've chained your 5 stitches, now you're going to work a treble crochet stitch into the next stitch and then chain 1. And then you're going to repeat this sequence right around your whole round. So insert your hook into the next stitch, draw the yarn through first 2 strands, the next 2 strands, and then finish that stitch by drawing it through the final 2 strands. Then chain 1. So keep repeating that, working 1 treble crochet stitch and 1 chain stitch. Once you reach the end of your round, join your round by working a slip stitch into the 4th chain stitch of your turning chain. Now that round 3 is complete, you can cut your yarn, pull on the loop on your hook until the end pops through and your last stitch is secured. Using your 3rd colour, join your yarn to any chain space. Here I'm using Duck Egg Blue. So insert your hook into the chain space and then draw a new loop of your new yarn through. Begin by chaining 2 stitches. This is your turning chain. Then work 3 half double crochet stitches into that same chain space. Once you've worked your 3 half double crochet stitches into that chain space, you're going to work 4 half double crochet stitches into each of the following chain spaces until you've worked all the way around your complete round. Once you've reached the end of your round, join it by making a slip stitch into the second chain stitch of your turning chain. Cut your yarn, secure your last stitch by pulling on the hook until the end pops through and the stitch is secured. Now it's time to join your next colour, and I'm going to switch back to chalk yellow, which is the colour I used to start my granny square. Insert your hook into any stitch and draw your yarn through. Chain 1. This acts as your turning chain. Now you will work 1 single crochet stitch into each and every one of the stitches of your round. Once you've gone all the way around your round, make a slip stitch into your turning chain. Once you've joined your round, chain 1. This is your turning chain. Now chain 2 stitches, skip 2 stitches and work 1 single crochet stitch. This will create a series of chain spaces. Repeat this sequence for the entirety of your round. And join your round by working a slip stitch into the foundation chain. So once you've worked round 6, your granny square should look something like this. Now you're going to cut your first colour and join in your next colour. So just pull the loop on your hook to seal that final stitch of round 6. So now I'm going to bring in my next colour, and I'm going back to using the cameo rose that I used for this round here. And you need to rejoin your yarn into any chain space. So just draw through a new loop, like so. And now what you're going to do is chain 4, which is your turning chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you're going to work 2 treble crochet stitches into that same chain space and then chain 1. So that's 1 treble. Two trebles, and then you're going to chain 1. Now you want to work 3 half double crochet stitches into the next chain space and then chain 1. So the next chain space is there. Work your 3 half doubles into there. 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to chain 1. So you're going to repeat that section of working 3 half doubles and then 1 chain stitch twice more into the following 2 chain spaces. Work a corner sequence. So this involves working 3 treble crochet stitches, then chaining 4, and then working a further 3 treble crochet stitches into the next chain space, and this will form the first of your 4 corners of your granny square. So you've worked 3 treble crochet stitches, now you're going to chain 4. And going back into that same chain space, you're going to work a further 3 treble crochet stitches. Now chain 1 and work 3 half double crochet stitches into this next space. chain 1, and you're going to repeat that sequence twice more, so working 3 half double crochet stitches into each one of these chain spaces, separating them with 1 chain stitch. So you've worked 3 sets of 3 half double crochet stitches, each separated with a chain stitch, and then you've worked 3 here, and you need to make sure that you've chained 1. And now you're going to work your next corner sequence. So if you remember that from this section over here, you're going to work 3 treble crochet stitches, chain 4, and then work a further 3 trebles into that same space to create your corner. So you've worked 3, now chain 4, and work 3 more into that same space. So you've completed your next corner, and you should be able to notice a pattern forming. So you've got these 3 sets of 3 half doubles, each divided by 1 chain space, and then you've got your corner sequence, which is 3 trebles, 4 chains, 3 trebles. So just keep on repeating that sequence all the way around your granny square. So I'm going to work 3 half doubles into this next space, working a 1 chain space first. So you can see you've worked 3 sets of 3 half doubles. I've just chained 1. Now it's time for your next corner sequence. So once you've worked those 3 trebles, chain 4 and work a further 3 trebles into the same space to finish off the corner. So after you finish that corner sequence and work one chain stitch, and you're going to work your final side sequence, which is the 3 lots of 3 half double crochets, each separated by one chain stitch. So once you've worked your last set of 3 half double crochet stitches, chain 1, and you've now found yourself back at the beginning of your round. So you're going to complete this corner sequence, which you started right at the beginning of your round, and you're going to do that by working 3 treble crochet stitches into this chain space here. And once you've worked your 3 treble crochet stitches, chain 1, 2, 3, and join your round by working a slip stitch into your turning chain that you worked right at the beginning of your round, like so. So you've now completed round number 7 of your granny square, and it's time to cut your yarn and rejoin your next colour. So to begin working round number 8, take your next colour. I'm moving back onto duck egg blue, and rejoin your yarn to any of the corner chain spaces. So bring through a new loop and begin by chaining 3 stitches. So this is your turning chain. And now you're going to work 2 treble crochet stitches into the same chain space. One, and 2. Chain 1. And now you're going to work 3 half double crochet stitches into this next chain space. Chain 1, and then work a further 3 half double crochet stitches into the next chain space. Chain 1, and keep repeating that sequence twice more. So work 3 half double crochet stitches, chain 1, and then work another 3 into this next space, chain 1. So think of this as your side sequence. and you're going to do this on the following 3 sides as you work around your granny square. So you've got 4 sets of 3 half double crochet stitches divided by 1 chain space. So that's your side sequence. As you did in the round before, you're now going to work a corner sequence, and that consists of 3 treble crochet stitches divided by 3 chain stitches, and then a further 3 treble crochet stitches all into this same space. So you're going to chain 1 and then work 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, then work your 3 chain stitches, and now work your next 3 trebles. So now you've worked those 3, you've completed your corner sequence. You're now going to work your next side sequence. So chain 1 and then work your 4 lots of 3 half double crochet stitches, each into these following 4 chain spaces, remembering that they are each divided up by 1 chain stitch. So let's see what that looks like. Three half doubles, 1 chain stitch. Then you're going to do your 3 half doubles into the next chain space. Once you've worked your 4th set of 3 half double crochet stitches, chain 1. And now it's time to work a corner sequence. So that's 3 trebles, 3 chains, 3 trebles into the same space. Once you've completed your corner sequence, it's now time to chain 1 and then do your side sequence once more. So 3 half double crochet stitches followed by 1 chain, and you're going to repeat that 4 times in total. Once you've worked your last set of 3 half double crochet stitches, followed by 1 chain stitch, it's now time to work a corner sequence. So that's 3 trebles, 3 chains, 3 trebles into the same chain space. So you've finished your next corner sequence, and now work your final side sequence. Work your 3 half doubles, chain 1, and just repeat that. So to complete round number 8, you're going to work 3 treble crochet stitches into the first chain space that you worked into, followed by 3 chain stitches, and then you're going to join your round with a slip stitch. So 1 treble, 2 trebles, 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3 chain stitches, and then join your round by working a slip stitch into your 3rd stitch of your turning chain. And to finish that round off, just cut your yarn, because the last round is going to be worked in a different colour. And pull on the loop on your hook to seal off that last stitch. To work your 9th and final round of your Shiny Happy Cotton 3-colour granny square, take your final colour of yarn. I'm back to using the chalk yellow, which I used for this round here and the centre, and join it to any of the corner chain spaces, like so, and work 1 chain stitch, and then work 5 single crochet stitches into that same chain space. One, 2, 3, 4, Now you're going to work 2 single crochet stitches into the next 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and then you're going to work 2 single crochet stitches into this chain space. 1, 2. So keep repeating that sequence of working 2 single crochet stitches and then working 2 single crochet stitches into the chain space until you reach the corner space. Once you've worked your 2 single crochet stitches in the chain space before the corner chain space, single crochet 2. Now you're going to work 6 single crochet stitches into this chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you're going to return to the sequence that you used working across your first side of working 2 single crochet stitches and then single crocheting 2 stitches into a chain space. Repeat that until you get to your next corner sequence. Now you've reached your corner, single crochet 2 stitches, and as you did with the previous corner, you're going to work 6 single crochet stitches into this corner space. And once you've worked those 6, repeat the side sequence once more. So beginning with 2 single crochet stitches and then working 2 single crochet stitches into the next chain space. Once you've worked those 6 stitches into the corner space, return to your sequence that you use on each side of your granny square, which is working 2 single crochet stitches followed by 2 single crochet stitches into the chain space. Now that you've reached a corner again, work your 2 single crochet stitches into the edge of that corner and then work your 6 single crochet stitches into the corner's chain space. And once you've worked your 6, go back to your regular sequence of 2 single crochet stitches followed by 2 single crochet stitches in a chain space. Now you've reached that first corner sequence that you did, work 2 single crochet stitches and then join in the round by working a slip stitch into your turning chain. Like so. And there you have it. There is your 3-colour shiny happy cotton granny square.